Have you ever really thought about it? I mean, why do we do it? Why do we as humans have this ancient, almost primal need to, well, to poke holes in ourselves? The answer is so much deeper and way, way older than you probably think.
And when I say older, I mean this much older. 50,000 years. No, that's not a typo. We're talking about a tradition that's older than written language, older than agriculture. So you gotta ask, what is this impulse that has stuck with us for so long?
So yeah, this is the central mystery we're going to unravel today. This isn't just about fashion, it's not just about rebellion. There's something really fundamental about being human going on here, and we're going to trace it from our most distant ancestors all the way to you and me.
To get started, we've got to go back, way, way back. Before cities, before countries, before you even had a last name.
Just imagine it for a second. How does anyone know who you are? Or, more importantly, how do they know if you're a friend or if you're an enemy? You can't just whip out an ID card. You've only got one thing to communicate who you are, and that's your own body.
And this, right here, is the first huge reason for piercing. It had nothing to do with style, it was all about information. It was literally the original ID card.
That's right, your body was your resume, your passport, your Facebook profile all rolled into one. A piercing wasn't just some accessory, it was a critical piece of data that everyone around you could read instantly.
And it worked kinda like a uniform. Different piercings meant different tribes, different social ranks, different roles in the community. You could just glance at a stranger and know exactly where they fit in. It was a visual language everyone spoke.
And let's be really clear about this. This was a matter of life and death. Your piercings told another person, hey, I belong here. We're on the same team. Don't throw that spear at me. It was a permanent, unmistakable sign that you were one of them.
Okay, but that brings up a pretty big question, doesn't it? If it's all about identification, why did it have to be so, well, painful?
I mean, seriously, why not just use some body paint or wear a special kind of hat? Why go through the whole painful process of actually puncturing your skin? Well, it turns out there's a really powerful psychological reason for it.
The answer is simple but profound. Pain has this unique ability to burn an event into our minds, to make it feel permanent and important. It takes an experience from something that just happens to something that matters.
Think about it in your own life, right? You have no idea what you ate for lunch last Tuesday, but I bet you remember with perfect clarity that one time you touched the hot stove. Pain forces your brain to pay attention. It basically screams, record this is important.
A ceremony or some words someone says, that can all fade away. But the actual physical memory of the piercing, the healing process, that sticks with you. It becomes a part of your story, reminding you that, yeah, the body remembers what words forget.
And that's exactly why piercings were at the heart of so many rites of passage. The pain created this clean, sharp dividing line in a person's life. It was a physical trial that marked a huge psychological change. You literally walked through pain to become someone new.
Okay, so that all makes sense for the ancient world. But we have driver's licenses now. We have Instagram bios. So why on earth is this ancient habit still so unbelievably popular?
Well, the core reason has evolved. It started with tribal survival, then it shifted to being about these ritual transitions, and now it's landed on something intensely personal: control.
And this is what's so fascinating. The external need for it is gone, but that internal urge is still there. We still seem to be hardwired to want to mark the big moments on our own bodies, to make an internal change visible on the outside.
And if you look at when people get piercings today, it's rarely a random decision. It's almost always tied to a major life change. It's a way of putting a punctuation mark at the end of a chapter in their story, the end of one thing and the start of something new.
This quote just nails the modern feeling perfectly. The piercing becomes this symbol of taking back your autonomy. It's an act of writing your own story, of saying, I'm holding the pen now.
So, what it really comes down to is agency. In a world that's full of bosses and landlords and algorithms telling us what to do, getting a piercing is a small but powerful act of personal control. It's you deciding what happens to your body, your territory.
In the end, this is what it all boils down to, for both our ancient ancestors and for us. A piercing is a way of making a moment permanent. It turns a feeling or a decision inside of you into something physical and visible on the outside.
And that choice could be anything. Leaving a bad relationship, quitting a toxic job, or just deciding you're going to be a different version of yourself from now on. The piercing becomes the receipt for that decision. It's the proof.
And that connects us all the way back to that person from 50,000 years ago. The impulse is exactly the same, to mark our bodies, to prove to the world and to ourselves that our lives, our choices, our stories, they all matter.
So, it leaves you with this one last thought. If you were going to put a timestamp in your own flesh, a permanent reminder of a moment you chose yourself and changed everything, what moment would that be?